Afternoon everybody. I'm going to show you how to renew the fork seals on a Yamaha FZ6 2005 model. So basically what you will need is some fork oil, a new fork dust seal and a new fork oil seal and a fork seal driver. Now I have already done one of the forks, hence that's why you only saw one fork seal there. So I've just done this one. So now what I'm going to do is that one. So I know this has jumped in a bit, you know, without removing the front wheel, but I've gone for the reasoning that if you're going to try and do your fork seals, then you're competent enough to take a front wheel off. What I've done, I'm lucky enough, because these are front heavy, what that means is on the side, on the centre stand, the back wheel is off the ground because the front is heavier than the back. So what you've got to do is when you take the front wheel off, if you just put it on the centre stand and took the front wheel off, it would fall over onto the forks. So all I've done is use a trolley jack just to jack underneath the exhaust a little bit, and then luckily these have got some crash bobbins on, and I've just used a pair of axle stands on each side. And what that does is it just keeps the front end off the floor. Now I would normally do this outside, but typical Yorkshire weather, it's pissing it down again. So what I'm going to do is I will do the fork leg, this one, because I have just done that one. Okay, so basically you need to undo that and undo that one at the top using an Allen key, and the fork will slide out then. So once I've done that, I'll continue. The fork leg is now out, and as you can see, it's, well, you can clearly tell where it's been held together, and you can see there that I don't know what's happened there, but something's happened there anyway. By the way, before you take the fork out of the yokes, just start that off. So while it's still grasped in the yokes, just slightly undo that a tiny bit. It'll be a lot easier to continue. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the old seals out, but the first thing we need to do is take that Allen key out there. Okay, so what you'll have to do is take this pinch bolt out, and then unscrew that. Now you'll probably find that it'll be very hard to undo that by trying to hold it, so you may need a vise. If you have no vise, what you can do is this: put it on the floor, put your Allen key in, so the Allen key is in now, and then that's the spindle bolt. Okay, stick that in like that, and then what you can do then is you can push down on that and then undo the bolt, you know, undo the Allen key. Okay, but don't take it out fully, just get it started. Right, so I'll just do that now. Right, so that, I've just cracked that now, so you can see that, okay, I can actually turn that, believe it or not. Right, what we want to do is, now we've turned that, take that out, and then we'll be able to drain all the oil out then, and we're going to drain it into a clean jug. So just bear with us. Right, so I've undone it. So all you do now is just pour it into a clean jug. And you can see that the oil is very, very slowly coming out. Now what I would normally do is wank the stanchion up and down, but because I'm trying to hold the camera at the same time, it's a bit difficult. The reason we're putting it in a clean jug, right, hang on a minute, what I'm going to do is, fuck's sake, I'm going to undo that at the top and the fluid will come out a lot quicker then. So I've undone that, the fluid's coming out. Right, rather than just watch all the drips coming out, I'll come back to you. Right, I've got all the oil out. Now there's probably about 5-10 mil of oil in there. The reason we put it into a jug is so we know exactly how much has been taken out. So there's 400 millilitres that have been drained out. Now don't worry about this, you're not supposed to put this down the plug hole, and I'm not going to. I've just put it in the sink so I knew how much oil was left in, but I will get a rag and drop it in there and soak it up, and then I'll just put the rag in the bin. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what bits you actually get out. So there's the top, which goes onto there. Okay. There's the seal. So if I've undone it, that's the crappy bit, look. That just slides off like that. So obviously that's rubbish. Now there's a tiny metal ring in there, and you can see what sort of condition these get in. This one's a bit crappy and rusty. Okay. To get that out, I've got two little pick things. Some of the metal rings have got like an indentation there, and all you do is just put a screwdriver in to prise it out. With these you've got to sort of like get the end and flick it up. So I use two of them. Right, this tube, that tube was down there, so you pull that out. Then there's a washer. Then there's a big spring. Now you'll notice the spring, there's more coils at the bottom than there are at the top. So when you're putting this back in, remember to put the ones with the most coils in at the bottom. Okay. Right, so now we've got to get that nut off the bottom, the one that we undid earlier. Just bear with us. Right, apologies, we've already got the nut out because it fell into the jug of shit that came out. So that's the nut that came from the bottom there. The reason I thought I had to get it out is because I couldn't see it here. So we'd already taken that out to drain the oil out. So now what we've got to do basically is remove the stanchion from the fork leg. Okay, and basically all you've got to do is grab hold of the fork leg and just bang it like a jackhammer type thing. I'll try and set the camcorder up so you can see it. Right, so basically all I've done is I've just grabbed hold of the bottom, that bit, with my left hand, grabbed hold of the stanchion with my right hand and just hit it, you know, pulled it, and slowly but surely you'll see the seal coming to the top. So you will see the seal then getting closer and closer and closer to the top, and then another yank sort of thing will just pop it out. Okay, so we've now separated the stanchion from the fork leg. So if you just take a mental note of what's there, so we've got the seal, a big washer, like a bronze, I don't know what the bloody hell they're called. I don't know if it's a shimmer or whatever, or a bush or something. There's one there, and then there's a big rod sticking out of the end, right? Now, inside there, down at the bottom, if I turn this upside down, watch it drop out. There, see that? So there's that. Okay, and that basically sits on the end of there, but inside the fork leg. Right? Okay, so what you need to do now is obviously take that seal off. It just slides off. These just slide off, right? And then what you need to do then is just clean it all. Okay, I use a bit of Geyser and just clean it all. So what we'll do is we'll get it clean, and then I'll put all the bits on there, and then we'll show you then how to put it back together. Right, everything's cleaned. I've soaked up all that shitty oil, thrown it in bin. I've literally got 10 minutes left on the video, so I'm going to hand you over to my glamorous assistant, and she's going to hold the camera while I quickly put this together. So I've basically put it in the order that I'm going to be putting it together. So I'll show you now. Fork leg, by the way, everything needs to be clean. Now if you look in the bottom of there, it's taken me about half an hour, but that must be a stain or something like that. Right? I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't seem to get it out. So you've got an empty fork leg, there's no in it. The first thing that goes in it is that. Drop it in. And then what you have to do is look down and sort of like waggle it about a bit so it sits in the bottom. That's it, so it's nice and centre in the bottom now. Right? The second thing, the stanchion. I've tried to clean it, but them rusty spots, you can sort of like hear that, but it's going to have to do. So the first thing you want to go on is that. Okay. The washer. Right. That goes in there, so put that in there like that. That'll just slide down to the bottom. Right. That, so if you can come here right a minute and point down there. That goes in there like that. Now drop the washer on top. Okay. And this is where your little tool comes in. So we'll put that on there like that. Get your little fork seal driver, and then just sort of like tap it home. Doesn't have to be hard. So let's just take this washer off. So you can see now that that's been driven down a bit. Drop that in. So if you look in there, you can sort of like see there's a groove. We need to put the seal on, and then that clip goes in there then. So what we do now is we need the new oil seal. Now what I'm going to do is just to use a tiny bit of like 3-in-1 oil, just to give it a bit of a coating like that. Put it over the top. Slide it down. Now you should be able to push this down. Right, now that isn't in, it needs to go further than that. Okay, so again, this is where your little tool comes in. Your little slide hammer. And can you see the seal going down? So let's put it in a bit more. Right. So if you look down there now, the seal is below that lip. There's like that groove in there, because that's where that comes in now. So what you need to do is just start like stick one end in, push it round. Can just get that like that. Right, and then just sort of like push that metal clip down so it goes into that groove. There, it's just clipped in then. Right, so that's that in now. So what we need to do now, oops, drop that in. Okay. Right, that should be at the bottom now. Get your bowl, shove it up the hole, and just start screwing it a little bit. Right, now you won't be able to tighten that up, so what we're going to have to do is put the spring in. Remember, the larger, the more coils at the bottom. Drop that in. Washer. Tube. Now just lift your stanchion up. So can you see it at the top? And then what you do then is just basically push it down and twist and turn, and keep doing that until it grabs. Right, don't put it all the way in, but then what that'll do, that'll provide tension now, so you can tighten that up. And then just nip it up. Right, so basically we've got now a rebuilt fork, but with no oil in it. So take this off. Right, remember when we poured it into the jug, we knew how much there was, so we just fill it up to the same level with the new stuff.
Did you just use cooking oil or out?
No, it's fork oil.
Would it matter?
Yeah. I actually got this from Alfred's. Can you hear that? Yeah. Right. So, just sort of like there'll be a lot of people out there saying, I've done it wrong, I've done it wrong, I've done it wrong. But I don't have all the tools. So we put the fork oil back in. No leaking out. Last but not least, your dust seal. Again, I'm going to put a tiny bit of 3-in-1. Put it over. Try and push it down as much as you can with your fingers. Right, you can see there how it's sort of like, what I should do is take this plastic thing off, but I couldn't be bothered. So I've just done that wrong. So let me just...
Why don't you just use that tool?
Because I need to get it sort of like square first. Get it down as much as I can.
Change the battery pack. Maybe a bit more there.
You want back? Cock aim more out
yeah,
back?
just there. There, look. That's better.
Right. Done. End. My battery's just about to go dead, but I just thought I'd show you the wheel back on the bike. So there you go, so the forks are all in now. New lovely fork seals, I'm going to take it off the axle stands, blah 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 blah. Put the front fairing back on, the mirrors, and then I was going to go for a spin, but it's pissing it down as usual. So, hope you've enjoyed the video. Happy to answer any questions. Like I say, this is my way of doing it. People have other ways of doing their own thing. So if you think I've done it wrong, then please say so, or just, I don't know, shut up. Alright, thank you.